Hey, what's up? We are the Melanated Anime Club. For some reason, all three of us are on screen right now. I'm your boy, Zarek, aka Zedric the Entertainer. We have Matt and Wes, like always.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah,
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. I think this time Matt actually got on before Wes, and that's why he's in the number 2 position.
Wow.
Usually Wes comes in earlier, and he's in that spot. That's why this is weird.
What's up for working on my lighting?
What's up, to viewers? We have both of you, and we're not going to immediately talk about One Piece so we don't lose you. But I'm sure Matt will talk shortly, and we will. So,
nope, not saying a word. Keeping the viewers.
Well, no, this is a unique episode in the fact that we are not only an hour early because, your boy Matt has to go introduce some diversity to a theater, improv theater.
There we go.
They, in theory, have been introduced to the concept, but they haven't had it in practice. And I made them go away because we started talking about diversity.
Wow. How is that possible?
Diversity and inclusion.
About melanated people, and they left with diversity.
Maybe people are just like, you know what? I don't know what melanated means. Oh, man, there's 3 black dudes talking about anime. I got to get out of here. And they're just like strange. I'm thinking maybe they're just strangers.
Maybe.
Well,
yeah.
Maybe.
Also,
I just think they should open up.
Amen, dude. Also, I do feel like gotta just give this quick heads up. There was a Black Friday sale. They introduced a new tier of StreamYard membership, and I took it. So instead of paying $25 a month, I now pay $10 a month, but I have to deal with this little StreamYard logo up in the top right corner.
I guess.
But I can still, but I can still like. Nah, it doesn't. It just makes it go away. All right, so it's gonna be there. We are on StreamYard. I saved $15.
That is our preferred service right now because it was cheaper.
Yep. All right.
Money.
So that was that. So we have a unique week this week. There's no One Piece, and then the guest that we had thought we had got lined up was like, "Hey, we're not able to make it." So I was like, "Okay,
it happens."
It happens. So we pretty much have a lot of ideas of things we wanted to do, but in actuality, we only have really one thing that we did. So Matt, are you taking a shit?
No, I'm just upset with my hair.
Oh. Well, that's fair.
You're welcome.
Baseline, but it hasn't even been 5 minutes.
I'll be honest with you, Matt. I don't know why you're the one complaining about your hair. You're not the one that has to look at it.
Technically, my face is right there.
He has to look at his face every day.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now because you made it a point to say that I don't have to look at my face. But doing the stream, I'm looking at my face.
I mean, I can remove you just as quickly.
There we go.
Hey, what's up?
Back in my right spot.
That is not a right. What do you mean right spot? God.
I don't know. He made a thing of it, so I'm making
He made it a thing. Okay, it's a thing. Thanks, C, for making a thing.
Hey, we love to make things here. We create content. This is the Melanated Anime Club. Shit. All right. So, I feel like it wouldn't be a Melanated Anime Club if we didn't talk about One Piece at least a little bit. We don't have a full-on chapter review to go with, but we do have straight up 2 chapters until the big chapter 1000, and then maybe two chapters left of the year. Honestly, the last chapter kind of left us going in this could go anywhere type of territory. And honestly, it's just like crazy. It's exciting. And I think it's like, for me, I feel like One Piece is like that manga journey that I've been on. Like, I've watched anime and stuff my whole life, but really didn't actually get into like, oh man, fuck this. I have to read the manga until like One Piece. You know what I mean? And I just gotta say, like, I know that this is a very unique experience that probably in our lifetimes there won't be anything like One Piece. That there's going to be a manga that literally goes from childhood to like our 30s. Like, I don't think we're going to have
maybe My Hero. Maybe.
I don't think My Hero. I don't think it's going to.
You think it doesn't have the staying power?
Well, no, it's popular enough to stay, but story-wise, I don't think the story's going to go on that long.
Like, I feel like we have. Like, we know that Deku's going to be the greatest hero in the world. Like, we were started off with that. Like, I know that we know that Luffy's going to be the Pirate King, but it's not like you have to go through 4 years of school and then you're going to get there like Deku does.
Right.
like Luffy's can take forever. And mind you, like 4 years can be 20 years because like honestly, I think One Piece has been maybe counting the time skip, maybe 3 or 4 years, like as far as the total storyline's gone.
Yeah, it's like 6 months before the 3-year time skip, and now we're in like month three, 4, 5.
Exactly. Like we're still within the first year after the time skip in like real world time. So, time doesn't really mean anything. I just don't see. Mind you, I have like 100 chapters to catch up on you guys with it, but I just don't see. Well, I'm closer to like 75 now. But
what's the last thing you read?
I don't remember off the top of my head right now. I do know this. I was really frustrated because we moved an hour early today. That Sakamoto Days, Hard Boiled Cop, and Dolphin and Mashal. I didn't get a chance.
They're all out right now.
They all literally just dropped as I was playing the entrance song.
And none of us can read them because it's not like we don't read those two, except for Matt.
Yeah. So there we go. So we'll read those and talk about that next week. But I'm just excited about Wano still because like I feel like I constantly am bringing up whatever happened to these people. What about these people? What about these people in Wano? And
because there's so many damn moving parts in Wano that it's hard to keep track of everything. So if you don't ask those questions, you literally forget.
But now now especially after how the last chapter ended with Onigashima literally floating over, we're now bringing Onigashima back to the Korea capital.
I was wondering how they were going to do that, and I mean,
I really thought they were just going to fly. Like I didn't know. I thought it was like a metaphorical. Like no, we're just going to leave here and go there. No, we picked the whole damn thing up and is taking it.
So I mean, in my mind, this definitely means that finally we're going to get everything to kind of come to a head, right? Like, I think that sets us up because we're all wondering, like, where's our Act 4, Scene 4? I don't know how the proper terms, but like, Act 4. We're finishing Act 3 right now. We're in Act 3 right now. We're about to wrap up. In traditional Japanese storytelling like this, Act 4 is actually out of a 5-act play. We're about to get Act 4, and Act 4 is like what in traditional like Western storytelling that was where the climax would be. So 4 would be where the big battle is, and of course Onigashima versus Curry, like
the Flower Capital. Yeah.
That.
Ooh, I wonder if he has to beat him before it gets to Flower Capital. That's not destroying it.
That could be something.
There's a lot of things because again, it's starting to feel more like the Birdcage.
Exactly.
That they do this now.
But there's like a time limit on everything, so it's like we gotta beat this guy real quick, or everybody's gonna die.
Yeah. Say that again.
We gotta beat this guy real quick, or everybody's gonna die.
I love that last one. Don't shake your head. You loved it too.
All right. So I guess that's. You guys got anything One Piece stuff that you guys like read or caught up on that seemed interesting?
Nothing that lasted on the internet.
Just that chapter 1000 is probably going to be January 4th.
That's about it.
January 3rd, the same day as the roast of Matt Kidd.
I don't know what that is.
I've actually been kind of thinking it out, and maybe what we should do is like during the day, maybe have like 2 things scheduled. So
just
in the morning, have chapter 1000.
Not be online.
Have like friends come on. Everyone. Then we kind of like, hey, you guys like One Piece? We can come in and just nerd out about it, and that's just like the morning special. And then we'll all come back later on in the evening and do the roast of Matt Kidd.
And you'll just be online by yourself.
That way, our friends who work until 4 can take time off, get in here, and
we're trying to open it up because people are working right.
We want to keep things free for the professional comedians as well as the like people that'll just roast you on a personal level. Like they're
just people that just show up and look at your face and say, "Hey, your face is busted."
That's like 10, 15 minutes, 10, 15 years of their life working on being funnier, at being good at coming up with jokes and riffing in the moment. And we'll make sure that they have them. Because I know you like to think you're smart and quick. And so we're going to have people that are smarter and quicker than you.
There's plenty of those people in the world. It's not going to be that hard to find them. I'm not denying that I may be smart, but it is slow.
So don't worry about that. We can find people that are quicker, funnier, and honestly more handsome than you.
I'm just going to talk over each other because that's
just a little difficult.
Yeah, I mean that's great. So
it's going to be difficult for the handsome part. I'm going to give you that.
Matt Kidd. And honestly, we're opening it up. You don't have to be melanated to roast Matt Kidd.
No, you do. I'm going to put that stipulation. Keep it within the diaspora. This is going to stay within the diaspora.
That's kind of hard to ignore. I might have to agree.
All right.
What? Diaspora?
No, I mean that you have to
to be.
Yeah.
All right. Agree with you in your questioning.
That's the one rule. The one rule is you have to be melanated if you want to get in here and roast Matt Kidd. However, just if you got jokes to roast Matt Kidd, write them for other people that are melanated. That's how they get around it on Saturday Night Live. All right.
They do that. Yeah.
All right. So let's. Fuck, I deserve this.
That last part is so dope. That it's good.
Yeah, I did cut it very well. Thank you. Also, if y'all ever like just once fucking watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, you would get that bit.
Yeah. I mean, no, I get it.
Yeah. Okay.
I've seen it. I just haven't fixed it, and I don't know if I will.
No, that's fair. There's a lot. I've been like 3 or 4 months about to start Golden Wind, and I started it and was like, I don't want to deal with this right now. There's something that switched in my brain about 3 or 4 months ago where it was just like sitting down to watch anime just seems like the worst to me right now. I'll read through this. I'll read through some manga. I'll play through some shitty video games, but just like I'm not in the mood to just sit and watch. You know what I mean?
It depends on the anime for me. It's like if it's not something new that I'm following concurrently, like week to week, it's a little hard to get into because it's like, oh, it's a lot of episodes. What if I don't like it? Then like, do I gotta do research to find out what it's about? Do I even want to watch it?
Well, usually it should have you within the first 3 episodes, right? If not the first.
No, I mean it's stuff that I like like things that I know I enjoy. Like I just have a hard time pushing myself to like. If I'm going to sit and watch TV, it's going to be something I can only half pay attention to. And you guys know me. You guys know me. I'm a subs over dubs guy. So if I'm
always
watching anime,
I try to subs. I even just because the settings now populated across every device I have. You can't have it at just background anymore because the subs kind of like force you to just like, oh, I have to read this, even if it is just like an English speaking thing. It's like, no, you need to pay attention.
Yeah. So, all right. So yeah, that was that. Let's talk about anime for now. I should have made some kind of graphic for the next segment because we're going to be talking about it primarily for today. Today's not going to be like a super long episode either, so we appreciate you being here while you're here. But we are heading into the holiday season. Whatever you celebrate, I'm sure buying or getting or giving gifts is a part of it. If it's not, man, fuck it. We're gonna talk about some cool shit. Primarily,
actually, that's every holiday around this time period. I think about it.
Well, there's a couple holidays that's more based around just taking shit from other people.
Like which one's that?
Grinchmas, but I think I might be the only person who supports that.
Stop it.
Go somewhere. No.
No. Yeah, you go find someone that looks like they're affluent, and you go in and you just steal all their shit before Christmas.
So, in just to clarify, in Home Alone, they would the guys that were
the Wet Bandits.
The Wet Bandits were
terrible name.
Christmas.
Yeah, they're Grinches.
They're
celebrating Christmas.
I probably deserve one for that. I haven't heard one of those in weeks. Feels good.
I'm not entertaining this.
Okay. I'm done.
Cool. So,
yes.
All right. So let's get into this. We have all spent a lot of time this year, probably indoors, right? That's probably like the best way to say it.
If you're smart.
If you're smart, if you're here, you probably didn't go out and do a lot of dumb shit and catch COVID. Congrats. Yep. If you're in the hospital because you have COVID and you're watching this because there's not much else to watch, then you're our one viewer right now. Thank you.
I appreciate you, and I hope we're bringing some brightness.
Sorry about the COVID. All right, so we spent a lot of time watching movies, watching shitty TV, watching decent TV, though there wasn't too much of that to be watched this year. games, free games, PC games, mobile games, video games, make them up in your head, pen and paper, imagination style games. Just whatever we can do. We've been trying to find ways. Books, maybe. Someone maybe read books. I did not read any books. I read some manga.
I did read some books, but I'm currently reading Ready Player 2, the sequel to Ready Player 1.
I've heard nothing but bad things about that.
I'm only a couple chapters in so far, and I want to give it a good shake because Ready Player 1, like,
the book was great.
It changed my life. Like,
the book was great. Okay, because I borrowed the book from someone I don't like, and I still haven't returned it, and I want to read it before I give it back.
Please read that book.
The original book is great.
You would really love it.
It's like your age range. No offense.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
It means you're 10 years older than a rat. God damn it! How often do we have to bring this up?
I don't know. I don't just age range. God,
you were older than us, and you act like you forget. Are you okay?
Actually, now we want to talk about it. Apparently, I do have genetically predisposed disposition to Alzheimer's.
Oh no!
Good to know. We will keep an eye out, and I'm sorry for making such a tough joke.
No, it's fine because I'm at a point where my stupid shit that I say for funny might not just be for funny anymore.
Oh no!
No. Does that mean your gross old man pervness is gonna just come out and shine more?
Yeah. I hope not. Don't just yes that real quick. Don't just. Oh, get that out of here.
It was funny.
Yeah, I do think
it really was.
I do think there's like a phenomenon where you have a hard time remembering animes and stuff that
games.
Animes, games, manga, anything. Unless it has a penis in it, and then it's like, Matt remembers.
That's just because it was recent, and I feel like that's a trauma. You figure out your traumas, so you unravel them and don't have to deal with them again.
Also, I know we're not in recommendations. I know we're not in recommendations, but I did recently see. I don't know if it's a Studio Ghibli movie or a pre-Ghibli movie that Miyazaki worked on. It's called Pom Poko. It's about tanukis, and they're like tactical tanukis that are trying to prevent people from invading their land.
There's a bunch of raccoons.
Well, tanukis, yes, they're like black raccoons, but they're not raccoons. But if you're familiar with Tanuki mythology, their balls are like a weapon or a source of defense for them, and they can grow them or deflate them as needed. And there's like a whole like war scene in which they take out like army people with their giant raccoon Tanuki balls.
Why are you getting on me about penises and you know very much a lot about Tanuki balls?
Well, I'll tell you this right now. I was going through classic Miyazaki films, also going through Japanese lore, so I could kind of be better prepared on some of what we're dealing with in Wano.
That makes sense.
About how the
fantastic.
Like the giant spider beast, and that actually might be what Black Maria is. There's like other things that exist, and as I was looking into lore, and yes, I know what the Tanuki is. They're famous. If you've ever been to Japan, which I know you haven't, you can.
No, I have not.
Isn't that what Chopper always gets?
He gets confused with. Yeah,
the Tanuki, but Tanukis are like mystical beings of mischief, and they're also like considered good luck and stuff. But if you go to Japan and you see like sculptures of Tanuki, you'll see them, and more than likely they'll be resting on a giant set of balls, like their balls. It's a real thing. It is a real thing. Like I don't know if I need to like hit myself with that because I am just like
no, that's a fact.
I'm literally just giving information back.
No, it's a fact. Like I was about to, say like no, that's a thing out there. Like there are Buddhist temples with just penises everywhere.
Well, that's a different thing. The penis worship, the penis festival, that's a different thing than like.
But they just have statues of it everywhere.
There's a penis. There's a penis festival.
Yeah.
The annual
celebrate the yoni.
Okay. No, the lingam. The yoni is the female part.
Celebrate the yoni.
Amen.
Well, as you should.
Amen.
Right. But yeah,
we'd have an opposite if someone said something dumb, just like that. Yeah, we agree.
God bless. God bless.
Yes.
All right. So before we jump into like our video game toy segment, I think it's time for us to hit the hashtag group puff. So if you've got a bowl, got one rolled, got a pen, whatever you do, it's time to hit that.
Mine was cashed.
You're both insane. I'm just gonna put that out there.
What?
You look insane?
Yes, sometimes.
All right. Well, shit. We decided we're gonna try a different realm of YouTube video because we're all about expanding our brand and content, and everyone fucking loves these goddamn top 10 listicle video type things. Mind you,
it's easy to get to 10 minutes.
Well, to be fair, we didn't do any fucking work on it other than write down a list. We could have come up with clips from the games. We could have.
Now,
we could have gotten
copyright issues.
We could have taken the time, taken our own consoles or computers, recorded our own footages, and done that. But nah, we got stoned instead.
Hey, yeah.
I guess yes.
I mean, we could do that right now on the fly, but we're not gonna.
I got a couple things from my list that I can show that I'm just playing on my computer. That'd be easy.
Okay. Well, we each took it upon ourselves to make a top 10 games. Video games is kind of the original intention. Matt's like, I don't play video games that much.
Much. I do the long roll RPG.
So he's like, video games. He's probably got some like Funkos, some toys. I don't really know what Matt Kid's bringing. I know that there's
no one never does.
There might be a penis-based anime. You never can tell what Matt.
Hey, Gravity Boys ended it. There was
Hey,
no
Gravity
penis there yet.
Hey, Gravity Boys has ended your love for penis-based anime.
What? No, I did not say that. It ended it for all the pervy stuff.
Okay. Well, there goes your personality, Matt. What are you going to do on the show if you're not watching pervy stuff anymore?
I am. Oh, damn. That just hurt.
All right. Who wants to start off? I of course went too much, and I did more than just the top 10 games. I came up with the top 10, a top 5 mobile kind of things you play on your phone. I came up with the 5 worst games I played this year, and then some honorable mentions that I thought were like they were cool experiences. I want to just toss them out and shout them out. So I can get started off with mine. You guys, you know what? Actually, Matt, why don't you get started with yours?
Mine is not ready. You should definitely do Wes.
Okay. Okay, Matt. Fine. Hi, everybody. Oh, you can see my whole rep better. Okay, so my top games of 2020, and they didn't come out in 2020. I just played them in 2020, aka what got me through the pandemic. Oh, there we go. Boom. All right. Okay, first on that list, on this notepad I have in front of me, I'm trying not to look directly at. It's called Trials of Mana. It was actually a 3D remake of a Japanese RPG it came out in 95 called Seiken Densetsu 3. Use my horrible pronunciation. But it's a JRPG, so if you've ever played a Japanese role-playing game, there's a lot of grinding, there's like a lot of class systems there, and I just love that it was a remake of a game that I never played before, so it was all brand new, and I love a good RPG because I like grinding and building a character up, and my favorite character had to be the Beastman Kevin because he literally turned into a werewolf, and I'm a big werewolf guy, so that was pretty fun. And it had a lot of replayability because you can play between 6 different characters, and through each run through, you can only pick 3.
Oh, a lot of combinations.
So you can only pick 3 at a time. Like, it's not like a party system, but you can only have 3 members of your party.
It's a party system, but you pick your 3 party members before the game even starts, and then
you pick your A1 since day 1.
And you can only be those 3?
Yeah.
Damn, that sounds interesting. It's like it's really like cheap because it's forced replayability, but that sounds, if the game's fun, that could be great.
Yeah, like I'm on a second playthrough of it right now on the hardest difficulty just because it's like New Game Plus, so I bring all my stats with me, so it's easier. And I get to play with a couple different characters. Yeah, so I'm definitely enjoying that. Next on that list was Final Fantasy X Remaster. I just had to because I never beat the original when I played it on PS2. So I was like,
really?
For Switch, so let me just go ahead and do it. Like literally, I remember playing the PS2 version, getting to like the last world. Like I had beat Sin. I think I was like almost at like Lady Unaleska, and then I just stopped playing the game. I don't know what game I got.
Okay.
Just like erased Final Fantasy X for me. Or no, it got too hard because I didn't grind enough, because I had the Prima strategy guide. So like I knew all the right moves to use, so I didn't have to grind enough to like really get through it. So like when I got to the harder difficulty, it was just like, nah, I'm done with this. So I decided to play it right on the remake, so on the remaster, excuse me. So that's still in. I'm still currently playing that because I like to play multiple games at once just to keep things fresh, you know. Next on the list is World of Warcraft. I finally got into it after my 30 years of living. I finally got into World of Warcraft, and oh, look at your faces! Don't act like that. It's fun.
It's fine. It's fine.
I enjoy it. Like my buddy Swift, who we had on the show last week or the week before, I can't remember right now. He has been hounding me to play World of Warcraft forever, like past 10 years. And I was just like, no, my computer's not good enough. I don't feel like it. Then it became a pandemic and I got a new computer, so there was no excuse. So we even started our own guild and we've been playing around. We got some characters up to max level. Like, it's been fun. So if anybody wants to join my guild, let me know. I know you're gonna shake your head. That's cool. That's fine. That's for any of our 1 or 2, 3 viewers that are watching. It's fine.
Nobody's watching right now.
Okay, so I'm gonna be on this list. The next game, number 4 on this list. These are in no particular order, by the way. It's NBA 2K. I've never really played 2K before. Like I played like a game or two at like a friend's house, but never owned it, and only got it because it was free on the PlayStation Network. All 3 of us did because it was a pandemic. What else?
Pandemic.
I did my creative character. I got to the playoffs, and then I lost interest. So there we go. It's going to be one of my top games. I put a lot of time into it.
No, it's real because like for some reason in that game, like it's boring. Everything's kind of the same as like far as the season goes, but as soon as you get to the playoffs, everything just gets super hard. Like,
yeah,
if you win a couple playoff games and then like you could be sweeping and then game 4 they're like blocking every shot. It's
because I think the game like reads into like all the regular plays you do, so you just can't keep doing the same shit. And I'm so basic in that game. I just keep going to like that one shot because I put all of my effort into 3-point shots because that's all I want to do. Like literally, I made like 10 3-pointers in one game, and it was my best game. And I was like, yes, this is a good time. So yeah, NBA 2K. It was an experience. Maybe I'll go back to it. Maybe I'll delete it for more space. Who knows?
I did that.
Well, yeah, you needed a lot of room for Yakuza, so I get it. Yeah. Next on this list is Red Dead Redemption 2. All I'm gonna say, it's Grand Theft Auto with cowboys. You'll enjoy it. Yeah. Like I'm in the epilogue right now. Like I love my pump action shotgun. Like I am surgical with that shit. It is so fun.
I only just got my bow and arrow.
Oh damn, dude!
Wow, that's like second mission. Great.
Third.
You just got off that mountain, didn't you?
Yes. No, not. I'm still on the mountain. No, I did get off the mountain.
No, I like Red Dead Redemption. I definitely played it. It's on my list for sure as well. But I will say that like it's slow. It's a very slow paced game.
It takes 10 minutes to walk across the map that is up in the corner.
Yeah, you gotta
come on. Realize fast traveling. If you
gotta be really into like slow moving stories about white dudes, but like it is a very in-depth story. Like, and there is some like good stuff that happens, but I did find a lot of times I was just like, oh no, that white dude's about to white dude, and then the white duded, and then
ruined it for everybody else. Yeah,
and then drama ensued. So
that does describe the leader of the gang.
No,
I am at the point.
The leader, the guy he listens to, the other dude, the dude that you do side missions for.
I mean, I just picked one. Like he's like, let's go rob the train right now. I'm like, that's not going to work out really well for us. I already know that.
It also makes me laugh too because like you're playing as like the decent white dude.
Yeah. Although you don't have to be decent, you can make some horrible choices in that game.
No, that's real.
I think my next playthrough will be like no honor. I'm just killing and robbing everybody.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna toss this out here. I'll read like we'll talk about this later. I'm probably gonna delete a game off of my hard drive, and I'll probably re-download Red Dead. But the deal is, we all got to do an online. We got to start our own the Anime Club posse.
I'm ready. I have to head up the store today to pick up an extra external drive for space.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you got it here. We'll be starting a Red Dead Redemption Melanated Anime Club
3 years after it came off on the market.
They just updated it, right? The social.
Yeah, that's why I don't have space.
Yeah, they just updated it, and then they also just made Red Dead Online its own standalone thing. So it looks like they'll be putting more. So Red Dead Redemption 2 is like a game that comes with Red Dead Online, but they're now releasing Red Dead Online as its own like standalone online thing.
Oh, okay.
In the next generation and stuff, I'm assuming.
Ooh, that means will it get an upgrade when we get the new PS5?
Yeah.
PS. Okay, I'm pot committed to PlayStation.
All right, cool.
All right. So
Let's jump
on my list after Red Dead Redemption 2. The Telltale series, Batman games.
Ooh, okay. So I played the original series. I forget what that one's called, but I haven't played
A Wolf Among Us.
No. Of the there's two Batman series.
I played the second one.
I've only played the first one, so this is interesting.
I played both, but I played the second one in 2020.
Okay.
I actually played that with my girlfriend, and like she had a great time like choosing the most horrible choices.
Which game was this?
No, I love the Telltale games.
Yeah, so like you play through as Batman. This is like year 2 Batman, give or take. And you pretty much in that game you are responsible for the birth of the Joker.
First one, right?
Yeah, the first one. And like you're responsible for like his incarnation, but like depending on your choices, it'll be his motivation and what kind of Joker he'll become.
Yeah, and it's like really cool. I'm excited. Sorry, I'll stop.
It's like the choices they're so hard to make that I had to like pause because like that's not enough time to make this decision, and it's nerve-wracking, and it's just there's a lot of replay value. Like,
what are two types of Jokers that you could have then?
So,
because I know there's like the Jack Nicklaus Joker, there's the Jared Leto Joker, which is trash. Then there is the Joker on TV.
More motivations because like in the game there's like a betrayal because you use the Joker as kind of like not a patsy, but like you're getting information from him. You're kind of playing him the entire time, pretending you're his friend.
Yeah, it's this weird thing where it's like you can trust him or not trust him. You can if you don't trust him, you watch him become unstable. If he does trust you, you know you're gonna get betrayed. It's like it's like
no good choices.
Yeah, it's like have you played any of the Telltale games?
No.
God, they're all very similar to this in the sense that they're really good at building tension, and then you have to make a decision, like a split-second decision.
Mm-hmm.
They've done games. I actually first got onto them because when Sam and Max the renewals happened in like 2007 or 2008.
Oh, wow!
I was super into like, I love point-and-click adventure games. So like,
okay,
that was the thing. I was all about it. They did a Strong Bad game, like way back when, but then they started doing like The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, Batman, Guardians of the Galaxy, Tales from the Borderlands.
It's so good.
They all pretty much have the same like style of gameplay. That's like an interactive like novel more so than like a game. But with the Batman one specifically, there's so many different iterations of Batman, and I genuinely dislike most of them. But the world's greatest detective Batman is my favorite Batman, and that's the one that you are during the Telltale games. You're
like your technology is just out of control. You got drones flying everywhere. You can hack any system.
You're not like fist fighting Batmobile shooting Batman. You're not like action hero Batman. You're
detective Batman.
For clues, solving a crime Batman.
I like that Batman.
It's amazing.
I mean, that Batman still kicks butt, but he doesn't like
honestly, you can probably get them on the PlayStation Network right now. They're probably on sale for like some end of the year thing. Like, because I bought one of the Telltale games.
It is. I was thinking about buying it last couple of days, but I don't got money. So
there's one game that's only like $2. That's only like $2 or $3 I saw on there. It's A Wolf Among Us because it's like marked down from 5. And if you want to get into Telltale games, that's the game to get you in. A Wolf Among Us. You play as a werewolf sheriff in a fantasy world set in like a New York style city. You're solving murders.
It's all based on Fable. If you've ever read the old Neil Gaiman Fable,
I never got to play. Oh, the book, not the game.
Yeah. Not the game Fable. The book.
The game Fable is great, but it probably doesn't hold up. Also, what up, viewer? Chat in the chat, and we'll comment.
Yeah, say hello.
So after Telltale Batman, it'd be Middle Earth: Shadow of War, because I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. So just having Lord of the Rings content was pretty cool. I played the first one because it was free on the PlayStation Network, and then I bought the second one because I'm just like, I want to cut off some more orc heads.
It was free on the PlayStation Network like a month or two ago.
I mean, this was like 5 months ago. So
I get it.
What are you gonna do? I still only paid like $10 for it, so it's fine.
That's the move.
So yeah, you're just running around, killing a bunch of orcs, claiming forts, taking territory. And I really like this game because it introduces the nemesis system, where like you'll kill a particular. The game will auto generate orcs with like so many different like characteristics and variations, and like they can come back if you don't cut off their head. They can come back to life, and they will hunt you down and like betray you, kill your followers. And it's always a thing. And like there's some I hate to come back because you were such a hard person to kill. Like,
and when they come back harder. They come back knowing your tactics. Like they come back, like they fucking come back. Like it's
like one could be weak to fire, and then it's no longer weak to fire, so you can't even use that moveset.
You burn it, and then now it sets itself on fire to attack you. Like it's ridiculous. Like by the third time around, it's like, oh man, they wear armor. I can't use my arrows on them at all. Like
yeah, like they could be vulnerable to headshots. Then they're not vulnerable to headshots anymore, and you have to change your tactics. And it's just like I only know so many moves. Like,
but if they're not vulnerable to headshots anymore, how do you chop their heads off?
Well, you can wear them down, and eventually, like there's.
Oh, then all of a sudden the head's vulnerable.
Like an arrow headshot, like versus an.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Because there's like the dudes that you could like. I remember when they were like fresh, like when you first get them in your nemesis party. And you could like stealth up on them and scare them. Like they'd get scared. Yeah. They got to a point where like you could do stealth at all around them.
Yeah, like you can jump off the building and just like stab a dude in the neck.
Tell that you're about to fall on him. Like it's
half his damage away, like half his health. But then he's not vulnerable to that anymore. It's so like you constantly have to get better or just like try to avoid those fights. But there's no way not to. So like I'm almost done with that game. I've just reached a point to where it's just like there's heavy grinding, and I'm just like, I can take a break from this now. So yeah, Shadow Earth, Middle of War. If you want to kill a bunch of orcs in your spare time, get that game. And then my last three, they're all in the same realm. I've been playing Pokemon ROM hacks like the past 2 weeks. I'm currently playing 3, and they're on my list. So these are all fan-made Pokemon games that have a certain degree of difficulty and all original stories. They're pretty much just doing whatever the hell they want. Like I'm playing this one, Dark Rising, that is essentially just a difficulty hack. Like just to put the scale of this, I just got my second badge like a couple days ago. I'm not even to the third badge yet, and my Pokemon are already at like level 40. Because they have to be, because there are these random boss battles that they just throw in that just throw you for a loop where the power scaling is ridiculous.
Like, random encounters within Pokemon? Very good.
Ha ha ha. So like,
random encounter boss battles in any game?
Literally, I was going through just a tunnel, and I came across an evil version of Brock that had a Dark Entei level 50. And like literally just got my second badge, but you have to grind to beat him, and it's just, it's a. I don't know why I'm putting myself through this, but I'm doing it.
No, I feel that.
Yeah. Right there.
The next two on the list are Chapter Red, Pokemon ROM hack. It just goes through the Pokemon Adventures manga from Red's perspective, and just going through all those particular events is interesting to me because I love that manga. And then another one that I'm playing on my phone currently because I need this all the time is Light Platinum. It's just it's like a GBA version of the NDS game, but Literally, I've gotten like 2 badges, and it's a solid game. Like, you'll just enjoy it if you like Pokemon.
So that's like a demake. Like, they, instead of remaking it, they just like made it down.
Yeah, they like downgraded it. I'll even show it to you because it's still like running on my phone currently. Because that's just me. Yeah. Come on, there we go.
Huh.
Wild.
Yeah.
Very.
Even got the rain animation and everything.
I mean, I guess it's true. If you're downgrading an emulation, you could probably still have some like cooler things that you could have had on the actual console.
Yep. Current team. If this focus. There we go.
Wow. And you gave them all names, so you're Nuzlocking this one.
No, I'm not Nuzlocking this one. I don't like the blind Nuzlock. That's like you're setting yourself up for failure. I mean, it's more difficult that way and maybe more interesting, but like I don't want to do that to myself.
For sure.
I gotta play through a game first before I want to Nuzlock it.
I feel that. All right, so
that's my list. I'm done.
Awesome. Let me do this real quick before we get into Matt's list. I want to do just a quick rundown of what I pick as my top 5 kind of mobile on your phone based kind of experiences that I've had. Some of them are going to be pretty traditional. Some of them are not. I've played at least one of these with y'all, and this will be cool. So these are my top 5 mobile games, things you play on your phone. So I'm going to start off with number 5. There's a game called Retro Bowl. It's a good throwback to the like Tecmo Bowl series kind of games. So you literally just kind of like left or right. You can flick, you can pass, you can make your run patterns. Nothing too like complicated. It has that awesome kind of like 8-bit pixelated style and like a fun little kind of background. Not really online play. You can always pay to get more shit. I don't, but it was a fun game. I spent a lot of time playing it. Retro Bowl for your phones. A game that I'm currently playing, and of course it's very stupid. I really don't brag about it, but there's a game called One Piece Bon Bon Journey. I've been playing the fuck out of that. They take all of the One Piece characters, make them little bonbon balls, and it's essentially like a mixed match 3, match 5 kind of game with like obstacles and stuff. And it's like I have a level 4 star commander Dr. Chopper. I have a Kung Fu Point Dr. Chopper, that's 4 stars that I'm leveling up. Level 3 Luffy. I have a level 4 Shanks, a level 4 Zoro. It's very stupid. They all have like different perks. If you've played fucking Candy Crush or any game like that, it's pretty much which is like
in that realm.
Yeah, with like One Piece characters in it. I play it. At some point during this year, Google Play Pass was like a free thing that Google was giving away to Android users. It's like their subscription game service, and they had some really cool stuff in it. I think it was like $3 a month. I think I paid for it maybe like a month or two and was like, it ultimately isn't worth it. But I did get Game Dev Tycoon. It's like, if you play any of the Tycoon games, any kind of management simulation games, I've learned I enjoy those when I'm not trying to play like regular games. Okay. So this one is you're a game developer. You go through the path of becoming a game developer. You start in like the 70s making on a small computer, and then you kind of the version of the NES, the Genesis, the PlayStation, the PS2.
Okay, that's interesting.
So it's like the old version of eras. It's very like they're not like officially things, but like very clearly, this console is supposed to come out by the company that made not the Genesis, but like the I don't know, whatever they called it. And it was just like fun if you kind of like followed video games. It's like, no, I want to put my time and effort into an evolution-based RPG or a vampire-based action game. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like real fun, and like you can choose what you want to focus on. And if you want your team to start building big-budget 3D games during that era of transit, it's fun. It's replayable and all that kind of stuff. So I recommend that. Number 2, again, this is a game I'm going to say you probably have played already. You don't need me to tell you about it. Among Us, one of the best mobile phone experiences of the year.
Wasn't on my list.
In a time where you really can't like be in places with people, it is kind of a fun way to kind of connect and still do stuff. But I do think that there was one better. And technically, I do have this as a mobile phone game. I know that someone would require not a phone to play this, but you can't really beat Jackbox 1 through 7 at this point. Any of the Jackbox games. That's probably one of the best mobile phone. I have a phone experiences that you can play with other people in this time. So that's my top 5 mobile game experiences that I've experienced in 2020. Matt, do you have your top 10 list ready, or 5 or whatever?
I do.
Perfect. Let's get there.
Cool. So these are my top 10 anime moments of 2020 for me.
Okay. All right. I'm ready for this.
Matt
First up, this is a series that I like, but I don't necessarily have time for, and it has gone past me, as much do many things that you don't get back to. It is the final season of Attack on Titan.
Ooh.
Love Attack on Titan. The whole idea of swinging around like you're Spider-Man, but you don't have the little squirty squirt things, and also you're chopping off heads of like fake big old monsters. Really fun.
Wait, fake big old monsters?
Yeah, like they're not human, but they're big and they're fake monsters. Well, I guess that's the fake aspect of it because they're not human.
There's some things wrong with what you're saying, but I'm just gonna let you.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What are you talking?
Keep going with your list.
This is your segment, Matt.
I'm trying not to be nitpicky. Just keep going.
What? You
It's your
be
time.
picky.
You enjoy it.
So what if they're just called Titans? I don't care. Next up, Dragon Ball Super and Goku going Ultra Instinct.
That was 2020?
Yeah,
For
that was
him-
this year.
For him, it was.
Okay, in Dragon Ball Super, it happened this year.
And the anime. We're talking the anime, not the manga.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That happened this year. The manga, 2015. Yes, I get it. But yeah, that's great. Loved it.
Or,
What?
nothing. Keep going, Matt. I'm sorry.
All right. Yo. All right. Number 3. Tower of God. I have binged the crap out of that. It is a South Korean webtoon that is picked up by Crunchyroll. It is engrossing. It is consuming. I love it. You don't have enough of it. The anime drawing is incredible. The storyline is fantastic. We all have a mutual friend that has been a guest on the show that doesn't wear pants, and he loves it. So I'm just going to recommend it to all. I am thoroughly enjoying it, although I did have to suffer a aberration over the phone yesterday because I did read this whole thing. Love you, everyone. Next up, I jumped on board One Punch Man through the end to season 2.
Ooh,
Very good.
finally. Okay. So you finished season 2?
Finally. Yes.
You know how you guys are always like, you should fucking watch Naruto? Like, I've been saying you should watch One Punch Man since we've started this. So,
And I finished that months ago. Who hasn't yet, though? What?
what, man? Fuck Naruto.
All right, cool. Oh. Hey, no. He hasn't finished One Punch Man.
Oh, you haven't for real?
I haven't.
God damn, dude.
I literally only watched the first episode of season 1.
Bruh.
Yo.
You know what? Not everything's for everyone. That's fine.
That's fair. That's true.
Cool.
Moving on from something that was great to something else that's also great. My guy Wes over here introduced me to solo leveling this year. And oh my God, I love that so much. Every week I am jonesing. Like, I'm jonesing as hard as when a new One Piece episode comes out or a new One Piece chapter comes out, but they mess with me because you think the chapter's out and it's like, nope, this is a placeholder.
Mm-hmm.
No, come back later. No, you were happy, but now I'm taking it from you. Coming up next, this was really good. Back in this past summer, Baki, the next season of Baki came out, and we got to experience Muhammad Ali Jr. complete his father's martial art and then get his ass whooped. I loved it.
Immediately.
Loved it so much. Immediately got whooped. Like I'm the baddest man ever. He's like, oh, okay, cool. And then a series of street fights. He's like, I got my ass whooped. And then he cries. Loved all of it. Loved the destruction of Muhammad Ali Jr. It was great.
Having read the manga so many years ago, like I think maybe 10 years ago at this point, like just seeing that like fleshed out finally, it was so gratifying.
Right? Yeah, I was just like, he is
like,
good.
I want to see Muhammad Ali shine, and he does shine in certain moments, but then it's just, it all goes to shit.
Right. It's like Cam Newton playing football. It looks amazing to start, but then you get him around some real killers and it just falls apart.
I don't understand that reference.
That's fine. It's for football people.
For what?
Football people.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw what you were trying to do. I caught myself.
I'm ready to hit it at any moment. So
your finger, I can see your finger, and it's not even on the screen. It's just sitting right there.
Okay.
Next up, this happened a couple weeks ago. Actually, no, last month. In the latest chapter of Boruto, we get the last 2 chapters of Boruto. We see Naruto go full-fledged Nine-Tails, like perfect,
Super Nine
perfect Nine-Tails, Super Nine-Tails, whatever it is. Turns out, kills him a little bit, but it's awesome when it's happening. It's like 1 minute greatness. 1 minute greatness. That's all you need. The next thing I never actually watched. What do you mean? What's wrong with 1 minute of greatness?
You set yourself up for a very obvious joke that I chose not to make, but I laughed at in my head.
There it is.
I know. I laughed at it too, but I didn't choose to make that joke. But we all know that joke. 1 minute of greatness. But it's still greatness. Tell you that much. Next one. Really jumped into.
You really jumped into
Netflix anime.
That
Netflix anime is a whole new, I think, brand new genre, which covers a whole wide gambit. And within it, you get things like Beastars. Never watched it. Looks very interesting, and actually half the world thought it was great.
Blood of Zeus.
Zeus. Yes.
Zeus.
Look, Zeus is a hoe, and he has a lot of babes. That's all I'm going to say. That one I liked as well, but it was too close to the Zeus and Greek mythology. Although I did like the ending and like how that all worked out. Drawing, it's a little bit weird for me, but another platform, another medium to find more anime. Would like it to be less Eurocentric. Number 9, the Melanated Anime Club.
Aw.
Yeah, can't make fun of that. This has been really fun. I really enjoy it. Thank every viewer that shows up every week. And it's fun getting roasted by you guys while we talk about anime because, haven't had any.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. It's how we show love. It's a little toxic, but okay. It is nice to be able to commiserate and geek out with people that look like you and share the same passion for anime and shit like that. And then finally, and since 2020 is not over, this is currently my favorite moment because we still have 2 more chapters before One Piece comes out for the year. Bakugo, several chapters ago, going out of character and saving Deku in My Hero Academia was out of nowhere and utterly amazing and just great storytelling. It was just amazing. The current
spoiler. Good job.
What was the spoiler?
And not a super spoiler. Good job.
Not a super spoiler at all. Yeah, it was really good. That's what I'm going to say. And there's my list. It's not in any sort of order. It is spoilerific.
All right. Well, dope.
Yeah. Couldn't hit the button.
I didn't.
It was all. Nope. There were times.
You're close.
Where was I? Where there?
You said some dumb shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. You said some dumb shit. But it was from the heart, and so we didn't hit it.
Okay. Cool.
That's
now I know.
That's
the level to this.
You can be dumb, but if you're from the heart, I guess it counts.
You do realize that everything I say is from the heart.
Yeah, I realize you're genuine in everything you say, but sometimes
it's really dumb. Yeah.
Okay, so it's genuine, but not from the heart, and just dumb. Yeah, that warrants getting hit.
All right. So I guess it's on me here again. Before I do my top 10, I have another quick list of 5 I would like to give you. This is the 5 worst games I've played in 2020. And this is in no particular order. I'd like to start off by saying this one is a game that I think was intentionally bad. It was made to be slow-paced and boring, and I think that that's what the developers are going for. So I'm going to put this one as like the lowest of my worst games, and that's Farming Simulator 2019.
Why were you playing that?
This was a free game on PlayStation.
Got it.
I was definitely looking for a downtime game, so something that I could just like get real stoned to, throw Spotify on, and just kind of zone out. Like I said, I've learned this year I love like management games. Like Football Manager 2020 was a free Epic game, and it's just like you simulate being a GM of a soccer team.
Were you any good?
No, not at all. But I did enjoy the fuck out of it.
Hell yeah!
Like Game Dev Tycoon, There's another game on my top 10 I'll go over that I really enjoy that kind of fits this. And I thought, hey, maybe Farming Simulator would be something like that, just like super chill. And my friend Kenny the Bearded, who is a farmer, grew up on a farm, was like, that game's going to suck if it's anything close to the simulation. And he was absolutely right.
God,
Farming's not fun.
No.
I figured there'd be something like fun about ironically playing
about Farmville. That was fun.
Kind of.
Man, I could not even do that. That was too much.
To be fair, I was expecting something more along the lines of Farmville, not what I got with Farming Simulator.
Stick with Zynga.
So that one, I would say, it probably accomplished what it was trying to do.
It just wasn't the market for you.
Exactly. So the next game I'll go into here, I don't know if it's actually fully finished technically. EA was trying to get into the fucking Battle Royale world. On top of just their EA does Call of Duty, yeah. So on top of that, they did a thing called Hyperscape. My nephew was into it. I looked at it as something. Hey, you know what? It's a free game to play online, and I can connect with like my family and stuff. I'll give it a shot. My nephew's 10 years old.
Oh god, this game.
So I was like, let me try to play it, and it was just like the concept. I think was fun, but just like the execution was just like buggy and broken, and that's a reoccurring theme, I think, of things that are going to be on this list. Honestly, I've got to the point I never was interested in games as a service, but now I know when I hear that, I'm going to avoid that game in the future. That's going to lead to my number one on the worst games I played this year, but I'm going to keep moving forward. At number 3, Elder Scrolls Online. I love Elder Scrolls. It was on sale for PlayStation. I think it was like $10, and me and my aforementioned friend Kenny the Bearded were like, hey, let's do this. We'll meet up regularly and play it. We got on. We made our character. We're super excited. We love Elder Scrolls. If you're familiar, Skyrim and Morrowind are all fantastic. This took away any kind of cool story so they could make it an MMO. And even the MMO itself was like not really fun. Mind you, I was playing on PlayStation. Which I'm kind of learning MMOs on PlayStation is probably not the move. You probably want a keyboard and mouse for all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But just like it was sparse, it was empty, it was glitchy. I could very rarely actually physically meet up with my partner who I was in the party with. We're on the same server. We could just never actually physically
be in the same space.
Yeah, it was like real weird.
You could both fast travel to the same city and say like, I'm standing right here. Like I'm right there too.
Yeah, like we could even get out of the city, so we'd be like in the same like wilderness. So like didn't really interact with each other or anything. Frustrating. Okay, so number 2 of my least favorite games, and you guys have heard me complain about this game a lot.
Really?
Naruto Ultimate Storm, the first one.
Yes, we have.
Mind you, it's very clearly a GameCube era game that they like remade for the PS3 and then remastered for the PS4. It is not good. Like, I guess there are some redeeming moments in the fighting itself, but just like the story mode, it just like you'd have this big epic moment that happened in the fight that you did, and then just immediately the text is like, after a big fight, you died. Like it was just like the worst. The pacing was awful. The camera work was gross. We
told you to read the manga.
I know. I'm probably not going to. This is probably turning me off of all Naruto even more than I already was. Maybe like 2 years or so, I'll give it another shot, and maybe I'll just say fuck it, read the manga. But
I can say Storm 3 and 4 are actually good.
Maybe I'm struggling through 2 still. I did put it down. I may pick it back up. I really don't know. Fuck that game. Okay, but easily the worst game of 2020. This is a game that came out in 2020. It was a game I was unsure of as it was coming out. I played the beta for it. I enjoyed the beta because this is a game that I enjoyed that beta. I had a friend that's like, you know what, dude? I'm going to get it. If you get it, we'll play regularly. It's going to be so much fun. And God, I got the game. I got the single player mode. The story mode is fantastic. It made me really just like wish each of them had their own game instead of this game. It's been plagued with delays, bugs, just an insane amount of player dropping. And honestly, that was kind of the thing that made me interested. The game was mediocre or whatever in the first place. It was fun the first time you play it, but God damn it, it'd be like a much more fun game if people were on it. But I cannot, in good faith or good consciousness, tell anyone they should pay for this game. I'm not really one to say you should be a pirate, but like if you were interested in playing it, just fucking pirate this game. It's Marvel's Avengers. It's the fucking worst. Like I said, it's one of those things where it's like the voice actors were fantastic. The acting in it's great. The story mode, like the single player story mode, whoever wrote that like clearly loves the genre. It's a great thing. When you play the story mode, you play as Kamala Khan. It's fucking amazing. Her story mode is great. I actually cried just at the sheer amount of like, oh, this is amazing. I never thought I would see this. This is super cool in a video game. And then you finish the main story and start doing the online play stuff, and you're like, this was getting repetitive during the story mode, but now I just have to grind this. And no, man.
So there's only one story?
There's only one like main story mode, and then it kind of branches off into this thing. Now we're about to get our first DLC. We're about to get the Kate Bishop Hawkeye, whatever the fuck pack. It's Hawkeye. You're not going to really sell me too much on that. The rumor was like Black Panther was going to be the first one, but after Chadwick Boseman passed away, they rearranged and changed some stuff up. So it's coming out second. Honestly, I promised a friend I'd keep it on my thing until Kate Bishop. I don't see myself being too excited about it. I see myself deleting it, and maybe the other Hawkeyes, Black Panther comes out, and maybe when Spider-Man finally comes out next year, maybe that'll give me a reason to want to come back and play it. But I really don't have a reason. I'd much rather delete all of it, download Red Dead, and play that online with you guys than
that sounds good. Okay. Like that sounds amazing. Beta for Avengers, and like I think the beta, I was just like, yeah, this isn't for me.
No, for the beta, I was like, this is fine. This will be fun. It seems repetitive, but there's only 4 characters. Once we get the other ones, it should be great. And as the more characters came, it's going to be fun. Like the boring thing was that they're only stuck with 4. I don't think that's the case anymore. I just think the boring thing is the game.
The boring thing is the game. I found that in the demo, and like many of us, we were like, yes, Marvel multiplayer. Let me be Captain America. And then you get in there, and it's like, man, I'm just flying around like Iron Man. It's trash.
Like honestly, I'd rather them just like remake Ultimate Alliance.
Yes, I'd rather play Ultimate Alliance.
But to be fair, I heard there was Ultimate Alliance 3 for the Switch, and you didn't want to play that.
I do want to play that, but like I didn't want to pay $60 for it.
On a Switch? No.
It's a Switch exclusive. That's why I was like,
it should still be 45 tops.
That's a surefire way to not get people to play it. Okay.
Nintendo rarely puts like their top tier games on sale.
Is that considered a top tier game?
Yeah, for them. I never see it on sale. Like the same way, like no Mario game will be on sale, no sale on Nintendo Switch network. I haven't seen it.
But they will give them away for free with new Switch orders.
Yeah, it's like drugs.
Yeah. Like drugs, exactly. All right, so going from the worst 5 games, let's go to something positive. Let's do the top 10 games that I played in 2020. So this one's kind of a newcomer. My number 10. Mine is in order. Number 10, this game is a game that I only played because it's a free game for PlayStation last month. I generally don't really care much for this genre, but something about this game was endearing to me. This was Need for Speed Payback. It's a car racing game, like car modding game. You can do a lot of fun stuff in there. I like how it set up your cars. You can kind of tune them into like either like a drag, a drift, an off-road, like a bruiser car, like a getaway car, and they kind of like play around with that. And the story, it kind of felt like, for better or worse, like you were playing a Fast and Furious.
Yes.
Kind of much better than the actual Fast and Furious game that came out this year. But it tells a cool story. They have like this dude. He's like a British dude who's like the off-road racer dude. He's like the man. He's fucking the dopest. And it's just kind of fun. You get to like go find like these weird car parts, enter these street races. And again, it's like an open world racing game. I'm sure that's like a common thing. I literally haven't put a lot of time or effort into racing games since I think Burnout. You know what I mean? Like the original Burnout. I don't even think I played. I think I played Paradise, but this was a lot of fun. I actually got online and I guess I'll talk about him a lot. My friend Kenny the Bearded, who you guys know, but we kind of met up and would play this a lot. And nerd out and be like, oh, dude, check out this like Mustang I fucking souped up, or check out this like GTO. It's not real. It's fun. It's just a fun kind of goofy. Put your headphones on.
What's your favorite car you've souped up?
So my favorite car is this like El Camino, like SS that you like unlock and restore, but I restored it as like a drag car, so it's just like stupid. It's not. It's not useful for anything other than drag racing. But actually, there's this like Volkswagen Beetle that I like super tuned for off roading, and it's a lot of fun.
Nice.
So yeah, that's number 10. So number 9 is going to be kind of like, it's kind of cheap because I'm throwing a whole bunch of shit together. So just to, you guys know, if you're a familiar long-term watcher, you're familiar with one of my favorite gaming series of all time. At number 9, I'm going to recommend. So for me personally, for this year, it was specifically 3 through 6. But I'm going to go ahead and just put this together as one. Just the Yakuza series as a whole, from 0 to 6. I would recommend that there. 3 to 5 was as a package, and then 0, 1, and 2 are their own package. And then there's 6, which is its own standalone game. Just playing through it all. I don't know if in video games I've ever played a story that's essentially 7 games. That's one dude's story that wasn't some weird reboot, retelling, new world. Don't really talk like Zelda. Like Link's been on more than like I think 7 games, but it's never one thorough story. There's definitely been more than 7 Final Fantasies, but it's never been one through story. Shitload of Mario's, never been one through story. I really can't think of anything in a video game to me, this is the equivalent of like a James Bond. Like James Bond has had one through story, but there's just been, I don't know. And I think it's great if you really want like a real series to kind of go through. Just recommend the Yakuza through all of those. You know what I mean? Yeah. And yes, Mac McAllister is the black dude for the British dude in Payback.
Number 7.
All right, so sorry, number 8. So number 8, Untitled Goose Game. I don't know if you've played it. I played it for the first time this year. It's like $20. It's super low key. You're literally just a goose that wanders around this Australian village causing mayhem. There's a dedicated honk button, and it's just like real simple, real chill.
Something you can get stoned to and zone out to.
Absolutely, but like even more so, this was like a game that I could be like, "Hey Laura, play this," and she's like, "What's going on?" She doesn't like video games at all. She's like, "I don't want to be video games or enjoy video games." But she's like sitting there and like, "This is cute. This is fun. What do I do?" And it's just like you have to like
you got her.
You have to honk at this farmer so you can steal his keys and lock him out of his own farm. Like it's just silly mischief. Nothing too crazy. Fun game. Recommend it. Okay, so number 7. Number 7 is The Outer Worlds. I played The Outer Worlds last year. It's one of my favorite games of 2019. However, they dropped DLC this year called The Peril on Gorgon. And essentially it puts you in this weird like film noir DLC setting in space. So you have to solve like what happened on this mysterious island. As you go through it, you realize like, oh, it's the secret cause of things that happened in the main game. You try to find this conspiracy. You unravel the conspiracy. It's a lot of fun. So I recommend that. I really like The Outer Worlds. To me, I've always described it as the best of Fallout meets the best of Mass Effect. So it's like essentially Fallout in space. But it's like,
is it? Oh, it's on there.
Yeah. So it's just like a fun, like if you like into spacefaring, if you like that kind of stuff, and you like Fallout's way it presents games, you dig this game. I recommend The Outer Worlds. And then the Pearl on Gorgon DLC was great. There's another one coming out, I think, either at the end of this year, beginning of next year. Should be great as well. Number 6 is the Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remaster. My God, this was a game I was super hyped for. I really enjoyed it. I still enjoy it. It's not quite what I remembered in my mind. So growing up, Tony Hawk 1, Tony Hawk 2, played the shit out of them. Just always would pop those in, mute the TV, put on my CD player, whatever I'd listen to, and that's kind of what I'd play. Even though the soundtrack itself was great, I was on the 64, so you never really got the full versions of the songs anyway. That being said, this is great because I remember popping in and just like playing the demo for that warehouse reminded me of getting that fucking that like PlayStation demo disc that you got with Pizza Hut. My sister had the PlayStation, so we played it on her PlayStation. And I just remember being like, oh man, I got to get this game when it comes out.
You got the demo from Pizza Hut?
Yeah, Pizza Hut. They used to do like a thing where like if you bought like their family combo, they'd give you a demo disc.
Wow. Demo discs were actually a thing?
Yeah. Like and it was just like they were just whatever reason to give away a demo disc, they would give them away. Like demo disc.
Remember dial-up CDs?
Like the AOL ones, like you had X amount of minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they kept sending them out, even though people like you could just get cable.
So funny story about that. I used the AOL sign-up disc with at my grandma's house one time, and just to like sign up for like the free one on this like old laptop that my uncle had given me. And I literally signed in once, and then like the bill came to my grandma's house. She started paying it when like there was no reason to, because she thought it was just a bill that she had. So like I ended up having to pay her that money back in adulthood. But like,
yeah,
it's still funny that like she paid that bill for like a year with
people were paying that through until late 2000.
Yeah,
because it just showed up and it just people paid it.
Mm-hmm.
That's an idea for a business we need to start. Matt, you gotta get that LLC to work. Okay, anyway.
Cool.
So I will say this: Tony Hawk Remaster 1 and 2. It was very much just Tony Hawk 1 and 2. I think my memories over the years were also influenced by like 3, 4, the Underground series, where it kind of became bigger. You know what I mean? But these is very much just 1 and 2, for better or worse. You know, that really hard, grindy, like I have to regrind these levels to unlock the next levels that were in the first couple games. That's here too. That being said, though, it's still a blast. They still have some like online multiplayer shit they need to iron out. Until I can really be able to just like free skate with my friends, I don't think it's going to be that fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That being said, though, I am enjoying it. I have enjoyed it. I would highly recommend it. It's probably going to be a budget game relatively soon, and hopefully this does well enough to warrant a full-on new Tony Hawk game with like the full-on this is a game in 2020, 2021 type of treatment, which would be great. Number 5, another free game. Another free game, Epic Game Store. If you're a PC person, download Epic Game Store. They give you a free game every Thursday, at least one free game. They were giving away a bunch of bangers at the beginning of this year. This was going on, and this is Civilization 6. If you ever played the Civ games, it's pretty great. Again, strategy game. You start off picking your like culture, and you go from 10,000 BC to like the future. And you just kind of build and grow a civilization. I played Civ 2, played Civ 4, played Civ Revolutions. I played Civilization a lot growing up. So for this version to be free, to get it was great. I have a bunch of friends that also, have it for free or any kind of PC platform you can play with. I know a friend of the show, MVP, and I were doing this pretty regularly. Playing. It's just a good game. There's a bunch of mods for it now. They've got download packs. I recommend it if you want something that's a break from your average run and gun type of action shooter. The next series of games are all going to be games that I feel like you probably heard, probably played, but for me, this is kind of the first time doing it. My number 4, Wes was pretty high on Wes's list, Red Dead Redemption number 2. Great game, really engaging story. My biggest complaint is it is just very fucking slow. There is some fast travel if you learn to look at the map in your camp. It is very annoying, but like it is there. You don't know about it. They don't tell you about it. You have to find it. And it's just like, it's fun. It's engaging. Like the gunplay is fun. I really love the Deadeye system. The story's great. The choice of being a good guy or bad guy, or you can just antagonize the fuck out of that kid in camp. It's great. You can do whatever you want. So it's a fun game. I just personally, compared to some of the other games that I have on my list, very slow paced, kind of like very like just like white dude simulator. But that's going to be a lot of the games that I have going on here. So enough about Red Dead 2. We've talked about it. I haven't really played the online stuff. I'm excited about getting into it with you guys. We'll probably figure out some kind of Twitch or some bullshit. We'll get there. Okay. My number 3 game, Street Fighter 5. So this was a free game on PlayStation. I really got into it. Growing up, fighting games were easily my favorite type of game to play. 2D fighters. I spent a lot of time into Street Fighter. Arguably, now that I've played like Final Fantasy and maybe my number 1 game for this year, might be taking there, but I got to say overall, I don't think I've played any one single game more than Marvel vs. Capcom 2. To the point where, like, as I became an adult and kind of like got to a point where it's like I need to not play fighting games because I'm just going to spend all my time getting combos down, learning parries. Got really absorbed into them. So honestly, it's been like a good like 6 or 7 year. I haven't played fighting games out of principle because I know how I get when I get into it. So it was just like, whatever, we're doing this. And I got into Street Fighter V. I really got into Street Fighter V. My favorite characters, Zangief, Akuma, were there. Learning their new stuff was a lot of fun. And then the new characters, G specifically, got my attention. And I still don't really know how to use him, but the way that his like mix-ups and like specials work is crazy. So I've really just enjoyed that, going online and playing with friends every now and then, getting my ass kicked by strangers, all there. Number 2, Grand Theft Auto 5 was the first game that the Epic Store gave away for free this year that I noticed and got. So I had Grand Theft Auto 5 for the PC. So Grand Theft Auto for the PC is a much different experience than Grand Theft Auto for the console, simply because of mods. The mod world can do fucking anything. You can do goddamn anything in GTA 5 modded. And so I've just kind of played through the Grand Theft Auto story as giving my dude fucking Goku powers. So I can fly around, shoot beams. You know, you can go around, you can make yourself, there's literally like a mod where you can make it a death note. So you have to like click on the NPC, learn their name, and you have to type it into the book and it'll kill them. Like it's stupid. But there's like literally any kind of mods. You want to be a flying RoboCop, you can. I got really into like clearing it out, and me and my friend Kenny the Bearded again, we went through some phases where we were just really fucking up shit online. I had this weird phenomenon where I'm pretty sure I made friends with a hacker, but he was like a happy hacker, not like a bad hacker in Grand Theft Auto, which is weird. So like instead of just like spamming me or trapping me somewhere, I ended up like, he's like, hey man, just like click yourself to auto follow me, and then like when you wake up, you're gonna have like $1 billion in GTA money. And I was like, oh, okay, I don't trust this, but I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah.
So I did it, and sure enough, I woke up with $1 billion in GTA Online money, and like a bunch of GTA Online money, and I had like a shitload of like experience that I could just cash in for levels. So I was like, I don't really know what happened. I messaged that guy again, was like, hey, thank you for this, and like he's friends with me on there, but he's never logged back in again. So I don't know what the fuck that story is.
I think you just lucked out. You found someone online. It's like, hey, if you follow me, I'm going to grind and then just give you all my stuff.
Yeah, to stay in my party, join my company in your set. Yeah, and I did. So
yeah.
So yeah, that was the thing I did. And then okay, number 1. I mean, you guys know what my number 1 game of 2020 is.
Oh, we know.
I don't know. No.
I kind of referenced it and teased it at one of my earlier points here, but just Yakuza Like a Dragon.
What a surprise.
Oh.
Reboot, renew. If you've never played a Yakuza game, like I said, I recommended the whole previous series. If you don't want to do all that, get this game. This game is the perfect focal point. It's a different, never like, okay.
Right?
Yeah, like how rarely ever in anything has something been established and it's like, you know what? Let me change genres and it be just as good, if not better, than the original.
Groundbreaking.
I can't think of anything.
You tell
Except
me
for Assassin's Creed, maybe, but that's still the same genre. It just changes time periods.
Yeah,
I mean, genres.
And I would argue it's not better.
Fair. Yeah.
But like, man, just Like a Dragon, it reboots. It's the universe, but it's the story of a new dude. Nothing really to do with Kiryu, any of the previous guys. It's kind of like the story is very similar to the original story of Kiryu's origin story. He's a Yakuza, really loyal to someone, took the fall for someone for a crime he didn't do, spent X amount of time in jail. When he got out, everything has changed, and he's trying to figure out how he fits in this world. Same, pretty similar kind of setup and stuff, but it's just like so different. And this guy's mindset is like, instead of like, I'm just like a badass brawler, he grew up in a brothel, in a soap land. And all he did in his spare time, he didn't have friends. He wanted friends. He wanted a normalcy, but he couldn't have it. And so instead he just got really into Dragon Quest. And so his whole mindset is video games of the JRPG style. And when you told me they're going to take fucking the Yakuza series, make it a JRPG, I was like, what? But also I was craving a good like sink my teeth into it kind of JRPG experience. And when I heard that this was going to happen, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go buy Persona. I'm not going to get these other things I was thinking about doing. I'm just going to wait for this to come out. And it was the best decision. I think for me, I'm very frustrated on how much I'm not hearing people talk about this game. For me, it's frustrating that like I'm sure
like you do.
No, I get it, and I know it's a game made for the Japanese audience. It's when they created this, they're like, "Hey, what game can we make for Japanese men?" I get that it wasn't ever thought of like Western experiences. It's weird if you don't like Japanese culture. I get all of that stuff, but like, it's a great game. I feel like for me, it was really frustrating to hear everyone talk about like The Last of Us 2, which is a beautiful, well-acted game, but it's just a generic cover shooter. Like, I know that it's got like much more emotional stakes in it, but like just in its core, it's just a generic sequel to like a game that was great 7 years ago. And people are complaining about the wrong things about that game to me. But like Yakuza brings something new and fresh. It's fun. It has the emotion. It has that like I can sink my teeth into it. I've beat the game, so since last week I've completed the main story. I'm on track to. I want to platinum this. I want to plat this game. I want to get that platinum trophy. I have three achievements to accomplish to get there. I have to beat the true final Millennium Tower. I beat the final Millennium Tower, but now I got to beat the true version in which everything is 99. Everything's level 99. I have to max out all my characters. That's the part I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to – I grinded like my 3. I have to grind a 4th character in theory to kind of truly get there. I don't know if I really want to keep grinding these characters. I have to grind the Mario Kart, the Dragon Kart, the Mario Kart minigame. And I have to grind another mini game. It's super easy, but that last one that you have to do to get the achievement, it's like insanely hard. I have always die with like the last 2 seconds of the mini game. It's frustrating. But that's my game of the year. I'd like Matt. You have to go, don't you?
Shortly.
All right. I just want to do a quick run through. I know I've already get a lot of times here, but I did take the time to do an honorable mentions of some games experiences. These are all kind of weird. I want to give a shout out and like why I think they were great. Ultimately, why I want to recommend them. So, my honorable. I should have done that before my number one. That's how these usually work. But fuck it. So my honorable mentions are, like Wes said, NBA 2K20. Great experience. It was free. It was a thing to do with friends. I would not recommend you pay for 2K2021, especially when I'm hearing about it. New generation, current generation, bad game all around. Don't get it. Dragon Ball Fighters is another honorable recommendation. Again, fighting games I've avoided for a long time. This one is great. It feels like Marvel vs. Capcom 3-on-3 with your beloved Dragon Ball Z characters. There's too many Gokus for my taste. There's too many Gokus. There's like 4. I think there's 5 Gokus at this point now. Base Goku, Super Saiyan Goku, Goku Black, Ultra Instinct Goku, and then Goku GT. But Goku GT is actually my favorite one. So,
of course,
go figure. I also would like to throw out City Skylines. That was a game that was on my honorable mentions. It was a free game on PlayStation. It's essentially SimCity, but it's on a hex grid as compared to like a traditional grid. A lot of fun. You can build your own cities. The console version has like a cheat mode, so you can just be like, man, fuck this losing. I can just get unlimited resources and build your dream city and fuck around. Or you can play the mode that you're supposed to. But that's a great get stoned, put headphones on game. The next game I want to recommend is Erica. It was actually a free game from PlayStation. I think it was in October. Wes, you're talking about Telltale games. Yeah. It's very similar to a Telltale game. It's a visual novel. So it's like it's like almost like a FMV game. Like it's like real actors and stuff. But it's like you choose your own adventure. And the cool thing about this one was that there was an app for your phone that you would download. So you would make your choices on the app so it wouldn't like interfere with your video. So it's like you go this thing, like some weird shit's happening. You're having this like weird hallucination vision. You wake up and someone's in your face, and it's like, do you want to tell them what you saw? Do you want them to confront you? Do you want to? And then like that person dies, and it's like you meet up with this detective. Do you want to tell them the truth? Do you not want to tell them the truth? And it's just like the game is encouraging replay value. There's like 5 different endings. I've only played it through twice, but it's really cool. It's like 3 hours. It's like a movie. Just give it a go, and if you liked it, thought it was cool, like thrillers, that kind of thing, play it again, do different options, and see a different ending. Erica, interesting game. I would like to see more things like that. Honestly, I would love to come up with a comedy kind of version of that where it'd be like silly, like you're at a party and then like whatever you do. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of fun things that people could do with that style of game. Thought it was a really cool, unique experience. The next one I'm going to reference is Just Dance 2020. Very, very different kind of thing. When this first started, we wanted to get something that keep us active, keep us moving. I got a PlayStation camera when this first started because I thought I'd be streaming, doing Twitch and stuff more. Ended up not really using it, but using the Twitch camera, Just Dance. It's like people on screen, they're dancing. You follow along their movements. The camera tracks you. You get points. It's a lot of fun, really silly. Not like a true game, but I really enjoy it. I had a really unique thing happen this week. So I'm a member of like a global gaming group here that's based out of LA. Essentially, if you're in this group and they'll send out like surveys, play tests, beta testing, opportunities to get free games, opportunities to do like fun things with like, stuff like that. Like I went to EA Play a couple years ago with this group. Got to test out a bunch of things before they do. So this week, I usually don't get called in. I'm not a big Call of Duty guy. Most of these things are for like first-person shooters and stuff. Not me, but this one was specifically a call for people who love music games. And I love music games. It said Just Dance, the dancing games, but Guitar Hero, Rock Bands, I was all about those. DJ Hero, all of those I played. Even before that, Amplitude, Frequency, all of those games I played. So I filled out this questionnaire and I actually went in and, ended up being one thing or another. I filled out this questionnaire. I did my thing. Did their thing I can't really talk about. But essentially I ended up getting a free copy of the game Fuser. I don't know if you guys have heard of Fuser. It's also been under the radar, kind of frustrating. But it's made by Harmonix, the people that made Guitar Hero and stuff. Okay. And essentially it's like a festival DJ simulator.
Right, that game.
So it's like you make a character and like you go through the thing and you get like a creative music. You unlock more like songs as you play through. Part of what I did, I actually got the DLC for like the launch pack, DLC pack. So I have like an extra like 45 songs. And essentially it's like everything gets broken down into like drum track, bass track, accent track, and vocals, right? And so you kind of just like mix around. It'll do a lot of the stuff for you, like tempo matching and cutting and placing and stuff. But like that's where the game of it comes in, is like the better you are at like dropping this track on the downbeat or doing the transition on like this is where the song comes out and this is like where the next song comes in, and you can like really play with like tempo. You can really get really into it if you want to, but at its core, it's just like yesterday, like Laura was enjoying a good like 30 minutes of me just like putting the lyrics of Jolene on top of other types of music. Like one of my favorite things is like, because it has Bodak Yellow and it has Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. And like pretty much those, like the vocals of those songs can go over anything, and almost anything can go over the beats of those songs. And it's just like really
What were those two?
Bodak Yellow and Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. Like pretty much anything works with those. But like, putting on like the bass line from Can I Kick It to like Salt and Peppa's like like just the keys over that with like a country singer over it. Like this, it's endless fun. They keep dropping new DLC. I'm not paying for it every week, but like just imagine like the buildup of like, I'm trying to think of like a song that's like Ace of Bases, The Sign is like, building up that song, but instead of like the lyrics, it's Trap Queen. Like it's just, you can just do like really fun. Like it's a lot of fun. And I recommend that as well. And then this one's a mobile thing. It's not necessarily a game thing and not really necessarily like a recommendation. It's called the Drop app. We started using it because we would get like free points back from our Walmart grocery orders. So like you order stuff through there, you get points, but you also have a new feature they've added where they give you recommendations for mobile games. And as you play them, it'll give you points that you can exchange for like gift cards or stuff. I've gotten plenty of free Chipotle because of this app. So Drop app. And that's all I have to talk about. I am so sorry for going over. Matt has to leave.
We should end the show first.
Yeah, this whole episode was recommendations, so we're not going to do any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have anything you guys want to talk about or plug?
Nope.
All right, great. So we're going to go to Anime Club. I always say that you should do good in the world and all that stuff, and that's still true. Matt has to leave, so the best thing I can do is leave. You guys be good, treat people well, donate us money. Bye.
Wait, we're still live.
バカみたい子供なのね夢を追って傷ついて嘘が下手なくせに笑えない笑顔見せた I love you もろくに言わない口下手で